You say you haven't been this excited to see a movie in a while.
This is true.
And what made Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise so special that you feel this way?
I mean, I think Tom Cruise is like one of the last true action stars of our time. Most of it he does himself. It's all practical effects. And there's just something like really exciting and like viscerally entertaining about seeing something very real on screen that's not just CGI. It's like a movie that knows exactly what it is. It's just an action movie.
I feel like action movies are pure in the sense that it's like the complete polar opposite of like an art film. But then it's almost the same because like action movies are like thoughts externalized through the body without bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like that.
For sure.
Yeah, like I like pure stuff. Like it doesn't matter if it's like action film or like Tree of Life is like it's pure. That's why I liked it. Tree of Life. But the same with Tree of Life is like the form and the content like we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
It's deep, but it's not deep. It's deep in the sense that the form and the content are the same. The form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So in that sense, that movie represents that insight like 100%. You know what I mean? There's no duality almost.
All right, so we just watched Mission Impossible 6. Frank, what'd you think?
I thought it wasn't as like slick as some of the ones from before, like number 3, number 4.
Yeah.
I think the actions were too big. But before they were like small actions that are like you kind of get glimpses of that in this movie where like in the bathroom kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, you know, really slick and smart.
Yeah.
But like quick, you know?
Yeah.
Like agile, like reflective and reflexive. This, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is like a lot of powerlifting, but not enough like power matrix. I think like, you know.
Interesting.
And then like because he's getting so big, you know, he doesn't have that agility or like the bounciness when he wasn't as big, you know, like the whole franchise and Tom Cruise is like pretty getting older.
Yeah. All I wanted to say was Mission Impossible was like a master class on writing a really tight thriller. Basically, every single action was it was always escalating. The worst possible thing would always happen, so he would have to make a super duper difficult choice. So there's the ticking time bomb that is underneath the whole video, and then within each sequence there's like another ticking time bomb. There's choosing between two different people you love. It's also set up really well. It's set up with a very emotional moment, so you know that that's going to be the heart of the film, and that's what makes the whole rest of the film matter, because you come into a Mission Impossible movie, you know what to expect, but what you don't expect is that it actually had a lot of heart, because especially towards the end, and we're going into spoiler territory now, but when he meets his wife again, she kind of sums up what this movie is about. It's about saving the world one person at a time, but then the world to Ethan Hunt wasn't just the world. The world to him was represented through his wife. And because she mattered, everybody else that he came across also mattered. And I almost teared up a little bit. Well, I mean, I did tear up, but I'm gonna say I almost teared up because I don't want to look like a bitch. Yeah, it was really touching. The action scenes were amazing. The only negative, and it's not really a negative, it's like a necessary evil, was that it did kind of have some exposition-y scenes, but they were done like very well. It was very lean. There's always a conflict. So, I mean, it was solid. Yeah, Tom Cruise running, 5 out of 5, amazing. Definitely one of the best action films I've seen. Definitely check it out.
There was a pretty spiritual moment where like you thought that bomb exploded, spoilers, whatever, but then
Spoilers.
okay. But at the end there was like a pretty spiritual scene. I think it's most like that scene right there was the most transcendental scene of all the entire series, I guess. And when you see a light, you thought, well, you know, it's like a white light. It's like a DMT trip, you know, boom. It's like you don't know what's gonna like. Is it life or death, you know?
Yeah.
And then like that moment there was like the most transcendental and spiritual moment in the whole like franchise. But at the same time, like he's getting to an age where like he's like transcending, I guess. But he's losing a little bit of like the electricity of when he was younger, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean, right?
A little bit. Well, I mean, there's that Henry Cavill's character, Walker. He is what you were saying. Like he's those big action scenes.
Yeah,
he's just like coming in like a truck and very brash. And I think that represents Tom's less precise and maybe
it's a less precise, right? Before it was more like
yeah.
You know what I mean? But now that the stake, when the stake gets higher, it's heavier, you know.
It's heavier.
But exactly. See, this is the highest stake because there's a nuclear bomb and like the whole world is like a stake, right? Before it wasn't the whole world.
No, I mean it
wasn't as heavy, you know.
It was like a lot of the world, but I think the stakes were heavier because this time his ex-wife was involved.
Okay,
and that is the world to him.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. And the nuclear bomb before it wasn't like nuclear, right? I didn't think before.
It was close to that. Yeah, it was close to that.
Okay.